Okay, YouTube, as promised, I'm here for an apartment tour, but the sad fact is that I had filmed footage of an empty apartment tour. As you can see, this is not an empty apartment. That footage seems to have vanished. I do remember that I ran out of battery during it, but I thought I still had a full video, and I don't. It's just gone, which is super sad because, of course, my apartment will never be empty again. But we're going to work with what we have, and we're going to do a little tour, show you this apartment and how I made choices using the KonMari method. So in the last video, we talked a little bit about my purposes, what I'm trying to do with this space, and some of the challenges, some of the things I noticed. So now I'm just going to walk you through. When you come in, you'll see there's this sort of random little low wall. I might put some art here. One thing is that I don't have any art up yet, so my apartment's not 100% complete, but I think I'll put some art here, probably a cute like Spanish doormat of some kind, just to spark some joy as soon as I walk in. This is not KonMari sanctioned. You see we got 3 shoes out here, no bueno, but I will say normally I have been just having 1 pair of shoes out, so that's a little more sanctioned. I have a little bag drop zone. I've also been using this as like a package quarantine during COVID, to give packages time to sit before I mess with them. And then keeping my bags right when I walk in. I mentioned that before I used to have problems with dropping bags all over the place. So we're going with, it's okay if you don't unpack it right away, despite Marie Kondo's preferences, but leave it here, then you can unpack it and before it goes out of this spot. I've been leaving my keys here. I don't know if that's going to be permanent. Ignore the bags of styrofoam, but this is my bookcase. So I went ahead and set up a bookcase for right now, just random stuff. My books will go here once they arrive from Maryland. But I did decide to get separate storage for books because I do have a lot of them and I don't follow the KonMari guidance there of having like 40 books, but I do have a very much reduced collection. Again, ignore the boxes. My plan is to put a piano here once I get another digital piano, again, to focus on like doing the things in my space that spark joy and that are the point of doing KonMari. You'll see that I have a pretty long, maybe hard to tell the scale, but a long living room. And so I'm intentionally trying to keep some space open right over here behind my desk for movement and exercise. A space where I can see the screen if I do want to put something up on the screen for movement practice, and that has plenty of space to deal with the issue that I had before where I wouldn't do movement because there was nowhere to do it. So I'm really trying to keep this area clear. I'll put the piano right up against the bookcase, and then there should be enough space here for me to easily do that. You also may notice down below the desk to the right, there's a Xbox Connect sitting there. It can sit on top of the desk when I'm exercising if I want to play my dancey games, which I do love. I'm very sad that they retired the Connect, so it means when this one dies, it's it. But I love doing Xbox dancey games and other kinds of movement. This is actually a love seat that my partners gave me, so it wasn't one that I picked out specifically, but it works. I've got this blanket over the back for a little joy sparking. I love this blanket. It's very, very soft. Things that are cozy and comfortable are really important to me. I mentioned that one of my purposes was to that if I'm trying to have like mindfulness practice or I'm trying to just like live in the moment, I need to have comfortable seating because my body just needs that. This task chair that I got, the white one, is okay. I'm starting to wonder if that was the right choice there. But you'll see that, you know, like items together, I have all the electronic stuff here. So I got a monitor, so I have a computer monitor set up. Down here there's an Xbox, and then down below it there's some other like accessories, so if I need to grab them, they're right here. Although not my external hard drives, because I think it's probably a bad idea to keep those in the same space as the computer. I also just have a couple of stones that are inspiring to me for work specifically. It's a citrine and a goldstone. I intentionally set this space up by a window, by a window and a balcony door, so that there's a lot of that kind of being able to look out into nature, even if I'm doing my work. The balcony out here, there's not anything that lives here permanently because of the rainy weather in Seattle, but there's a little storage thing. You can't really see it, but there's a storage room out there. So I've got a relatively comfortable outdoor chair so I can sit outside. I am actually planning to put in some money on the balcony and I have the chair, but I need a stand for like a kind of hammock chair, because I do think, again, being comfortable in a place like sitting outside that I really want to spend time and want to dedicate to is important. So over here, we've got the couch, we've got a weighted blanket for comfort, we've got a kind of little fireplace altar set up with just some things that are meaningful to me and enough space to put down my weekly cards that I'm starting to do a practice where I leave cards out so I can do that on top of the fireplace. I also kind of like the idea of zones. This isn't necessarily specific to Marie Kondo, although it does go pretty well with it. Marie Kondo talks about keeping like things with like. I recently saw, I think it was a CPG Gray video called The Spaceship of You that I'll link if I can find it, talking about setting up different zones during COVID and working from home, so that what you do is not kind of meandering into other things. So I've dedicated my desk is like my creative zone, the zone where I create stuff, whether it's work, whether it's study, inspiration, but anything that's kind of surrounding my creative output. When I'm just doing entertainment, I sit on the couch and I can sit this way, lie down so that I can see the screen. I can turn that screen really easily and watch YouTube or whatever, but I try to keep the couch for that like kind of playtime, so that it's like sectioned off. And the fireplace kind of goes with the desk in terms of it's creative in a spiritual sense. Over here, so, Marie Kondo always says use your storage that you have built in. So I've done that. I've got coats, much easier to grab than they've ever been in my life. This has been revolutionary. Bags, I decided that, most clothing goes together, but coats, bags, and shoes can all live in this closet because they're all sort of things that I grab when I'm going out. And so it's a quick grab outside. I'm not actually there when I'm getting dressed, so that makes sense. Kitchen, I need to clean this area up a little bit, but it's a kind of quick, like fun, joy-sparking zone. So I've got this robot that my amazing partner made for me. It represents me. It's great. Even though I know Marie doesn't like keeping things out, I keep that water bottle to get me to drink things. The kitchen's a little messy at this moment. Honestly, I didn't clean up for you guys, so for y'all. So you'll see there's a lot of stuff on the counters. It's not normally true. Usually pretty good about keeping the counters wiped down, but I will say I don't do the Marie Kondo soap thing. I leave the soap out. I also leave the sort of soda stream flavors out by the soda stream, but I do have kind of the principle of like goes with like. So I've got my beverage station with tea. I've got my sort of cleaning station with cleaning things, dishwasher, all the cleaning stuff goes together. I love the way I have my shot glasses arranged. They're actually geographically in order. This is my collection. I don't drink, but this is like travel stuff. So I have my whole collection of everything. Where I've been laid out like that on display. So I tried to do, this isn't very Marie Kondo because she's not really into the whole path thing, but I did try to keep things near the area where I would use them. So again, like with like, and things standing up. So this is like quick meal zone, cooking oils, things I need right by the stove. More sort of quick meals like soups go here. Then next to it I have this is all the like cooking ingredients. So things that I have to cook, baking on top and then cooking. Again, just located by the stove and arranged standing up, which Marie Kondo likes. Over here is where I'm keeping plates and things. Not going to show you that cabinet. We're going to go down here. I have some quick bags to grab. And then these are not vertical, but I do find that keeping the spices in a drawer like this is a lot easier for me to access than other options. Again, just some quick grab things. I did get a drawer organizer. I know she's not huge on organizers, but that thing is useful. You know, what you would expect. And then over here, so this is kind of like a big food prep zone. Over here is the more snacky zone. So I have snacks and quick go-to stuff that doesn't require heating in here. I do use the vertical arrangement, and I do put like things behind each other, so if it's the same thing, then the extra goes behind, and I don't buy tons of extras. Again, the freezer and fridge are organized in a kind of like meets like way. Then we have, this is the laundry room, again, built-in storage. So I'm using this for kind of miscellaneous crap that is not necessarily pretty. So like random packing supplies, screwdrivers, tools, all going in here. You can see I've got some KonMari folded clothes on top of the dryer. That means that I did that on purpose. So in the bathroom, let me turn the light on for you. Again, I'm not careful or strategic about what I leave out, but I do generally only leave out stuff that I use frequently, like my medicines and my daily stuff. I'm using the same organization for my old place, which is top for like body and face stuff, and then the drugs and the like first aid, and then there's some like bigger stuff here on the bottom. I don't even know what's in here. Apparently a pile of necklaces. This is like not a great drawer. It's fine. I think I mentioned this in the empty house tour you'll never see. So this is built in. The problem is this is built-in shelving that is in a wet room. And I'm very nervous about Seattle and mold and mildew. So I've got some linens in here, but really nothing else, despite how deep this is. So this is kind of going against Marie Kondo, but again, I don't want mildew. So I think that's a reasonable choice. Now in my bedroom, we are using the storage. So first here's just a little view of bedroom. So the built-in walk-in closet is amazing, and I'm using it to its fullest potential. We've got the Marie Kondo style hang your clothes like it's a bar graph going upward to the right. Got bags, suitcases on the right here. I am using the existing shelving for some various stuff. It's not pretty. I might prettify some of these boxes, especially down here. I'm thinking of using these two boxes as kind of jewelry holders and putting like some pretty paper on them, jazzing them up a little. I can't think of something that would be good to like poke holes in these lids to hang earrings. So if anybody can tell me like what is something sharp and pokey that I could get to poke holes about the size of an earring dangly thingy. I would love to know that. Stuff that needs to be, well, actually a lot of this is like accessories, and then there's like the solo socks. So I got these two drawer things to fold my clothes, and again I'm just keeping like all the clothes in one place so it's super quick and easy to get changed. Okay, so over here, this is really my, I think she calls it like a power space or power zone or something. This is really my, like, spiritual home. So you can see I've got my dragons protecting all my tarot decks, tarot guidebooks at the bottom. I've got journaling supplies and tarot on this desk. This desk is not for work at all. It is all about my tarot and journaling practices. You can see got my washi tape. I always use her trick. I need more of these little iPhone boxes, but I'm not going to buy an iPhone, so that's not going to help. Lots of little joy sparking things. And then this is like, I'm starting baby's first altar, really baby's second altar, because the fireplace is kind of one too. But I'm starting to think about what an altar space would look like for me. That's my bed. It's not made. So there's my bed, but I don't have a lot of stuff under the bed, just like one book I'm reading. So that's great. That's my bedroom. So yeah, that pretty much wraps it up. I still have, if you look in the closet, like these boxes, I need to figure out what to do with. This one is like random electronic shit that doesn't really fit by the desk. This one is cords that's specifically electronic shit. I've got tarot boxes, and this one has like some like my binders of like official files and stuff. So I probably could get away with one more piece of furniture, probably right here. I'll do like a nightstand with drawers to handle that stuff. But I think pretty well, like this space is making me feel happy. It's sparking joy, especially this zone. Like it's helping me to divide up my life, and also it's inspiring, and it's helping me to do the things that I care about. So far, I'm really happy with this space. There's some things I might consider. Like I said, I need to get a piano again. I need to hang the art. I got a lot of art strategizing to think about. I'm probably gonna get another lamp like this for the living room. So there's some stuff, but overall, I'm really happy with this. So yeah, let me know what you think if you have any thoughts. If you know what kind of pokey thing I can use for that jewelry box, please tell me. And if you enjoy this kind of content, don't forget to subscribe. I will definitely talk more about KonMari method in the future.